today I'm putting the Oxygenetix foundation to the test. The reason for it, it's actually a breathable foundation. I've always been looking for something you can put on the skin, like you have a cold sore, acne, but more importantly, if you just had like a laser, because I do Fraxels and all kinds of things on my skin. So this you can use straight after a procedure. Dermatologists recommend it. That's why I took interest in it. So think of it like a mesh, aloe vera based, breathable. Put it on the skin when it's freshly been lasered. Great for acne. And it's got a 30 plus in it. So what I'm doing today is I'm just testing it like a normal foundation. For me, any foundation, medical or not, I want it to perform like a foundation I would use on a shoot. So what we're doing is we're doing it on one side. I'm going to be photographing it throughout the day, compare it to the other side, and we'll be sharing all the results. All right, so what I want to ask you is, and the reason this is really important is I am very big about getting skin treatment. So I always say to women, if you had to choose between fillers and Botox, or skin goes skin every time. Now, a lot of my clients and myself, we do lasers, we do Fraxel, we do all these things, but I want something that covers it up. My people who follow me, I get asked this question more than anything: what can I put on a skin after treatment? Now, this one keeps popping up, and how bizarre that all paths led back to you. So this amazing woman, we've met through medical conferences, and she's great, and her house is incredible too. We film there sometimes. But the main connection is you started a podcast called Oxygenetix, and it's really informative. I'll put a link up. It's incredible. That's how we met. And yeah, then I saw that you had this, and then you told me you distribute it. So all I know, so tell me this is correct, you can use it straight after laser. We're gonna put some awesome before and afters, not retouched, the real deal. So yeah, explain to me, like I know nothing.
Yeah.
Who would use it? Why do you think makeup artists should be? Why should we be using this?
So Oxygenetix is a breathable foundation, and so it allows your skin to breathe, and it's aloe vera based. So for anyone who's just had a procedure like laser or injectables, or even something like rhinoplasty, it can be put on
Nose job.
It can be put on your skin straight after without risk of infection or damaging any of the work that's been done.
Okay.
But then on top of that, while it is actively covering and concealing all these procedures, it is also boosting the healing process.
Could you use it on a cold sore?
Yeah, you can. You can use it on anything where your skin has an abrasion, or it needs that boost of the healing process. So it's got this patented formula in it called CeraVite. And what that does is that increases the absorption of oxygen into your skin. So it boosts the skin cell renewal process. So for anyone who's got like a little burn, whenever I've done that, I've put that onto the skin. And it just as it brings all the oxygen in, it really allows the skin cells to then renew and replenish, and then boost that healing process as well.
And with so is there something in foundations that we need to be aware of that causes the problems? Because yours obviously doesn't cause any of those. Is there something that you when you say breathable, a lot of foundations are not breathable. Is that the problem?
So it's that a lot of the normal foundations that you're wearing, they do clog your...
interviewing you.
I need a mic. They clog your pores. And whereas this foundation, if you kind of think of it as like a gauze kind of, with a mesh grid, that's what it is. It's like when it puts on the skin. So it has the little holes where the oxygen can still get through. Whereas when you wear a normal everyday foundation, it completely clogs those pores, and you don't have it kind of acts like a barrier where then it blocks the oxygen from coming through. This is
just a random thought in my head. My little daughter does a bit of dancing, and we've had a mozzie infestation, and the girls have this little concept. They've got bites, and the mums have asked me the best way to cover it. Not that I recommend kids plaster themselves with makeup. Yeah. But would that be okay? Like kids?
Absolutely. It would not only cover the mozzie bites and the redness from the mozzie bites, it would also heal them, so it would make them clear up faster as well.
And one thing that I want to be clear, because I've always spoken about don't own pink based foundations because of reasons. I've got a whole masterclass on this, because it makes the skin photograph a bit paler. However, when your skin, I believe if you've had like a treatment where your skin is really red or burnt looking, if you if you go to a warm base foundation, what I find is going to happen, it's going to look too different from your skin tone. So I would recommend in this scenario, if you are red, I would use a pink base so the camouflage, it just looks like your skin's.
Yeah, well, how it works is there's two different bases. So there's the yellow base and the blue base. And yeah, if you refer to this kind of little grid, we have 14 shades of the foundation.
Does this have a shelf life, by the way? Like once you open it, like just use it?
Yeah, it's got expiry dates on them for about a couple of years.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah,
Always
it's a few years.
Dates,
Yeah, check the expiry dates. So yeah, there is 7 shades of each, and the blue base is, you know, people with the more cooler undertones, and then the yellow base is the more brighter, warmer, attractive kind of fuller colours. And yeah, and so the reason that they've done this in the 2 different undertones is because a lot of the time we are covering redness. Yeah. So to be able to give that full coverage and go over the fully, like the red properly, you have to match your undertone. Yeah. So instead of, you know, matching the color to the color of your skin on the overtone, you match the color. And
the best way if you ever get confused, I get asked that question, how do I know my undertone? There's one that I reckon gives you a 95% accurate answer. It's the color of your freckles. I was taught this in hairdressing school. Yeah. So if you get freckles on your skin and they're orangier, you normally have a warm skin tone. If you get those really dark, I actually had both. Those really dark. Okay, if you get the really dark ones, that's normally a
blue base?
Sign of a blue base.
Really?
But a really easy thing to do. Sometimes the problem with the wrist though, depending on your skin, how translucent, you do have more veins there, so things look bluer. I find the easiest way to do it is just to do a swab on here, and all you should see is your skin neutralizing to a beautiful natural color, because it can get a bit overwhelming. And also too, you can be cool skin but warm eyes, warm toned hair, but cool colored jewelry. Like it just becomes this like so a really good trick to do and is put on your collarbone. I am gonna use this live now, so I'm gonna kick you out and I'm gonna probably ask you 100 more questions. Yeah. So come on in, Sienna. One thing that I really want to say, it's really important, and this is for anyone that's had any treatment, it's be careful. It's the foundation, amazing, but application's really important, because if you've got laser or you're at that part of a peel where it's really peeling, you've got to be gentle in how you apply. So if your skin is really fragile, I would be using a brand new beauty blender or a sponge that is so clean. One thing I wouldn't do is use any brushes that have firm bristles. I would use, this is my number 28. It's a foundation brush. I originally made this for people who have had lasers or people who want to use that mineral powder foundation, which needs a bit of a buffing process, but the brush, if it's too hard, it actually can hurt the skin. So please be careful. It's the foundation, we know this is going to help the skin, but your application is so vital while your skin is healing. So it's got to be either freshly washed hands, gentle, a sponge where you're pressing gently, or a brush that is so soft that the softness equals that of the sponge. It should feel like silk, like a silk pillow. And yes, silk pillowcase is important. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a go here because I haven't used this before. I did, now, everyone loves when a Kardashian posts something. Yes. So one of the girls posted the foundation as well, is that right?
Yeah,
I saw them using it.
Kourtney Kardashian, she was recommended it by her dermatologist. And then
So the dermos, it's the thing that they all recommend?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In Hollywood, it's called Hollywood's best kept secret because it does have all the qualities. It's water resistant. So
is it?
Sweat, so that under heavy lights, it lasts really well.
Okay.
And, coverage. So a lot of the celebrities in Hollywood and LA have been either recommended by their dermatologist or by their makeup artist, and then they, off their own back of it, started talking about it, and that's when it's also picked up this really consumer side, where it's not just a foundation for after post-procedure and treatments.
Use it every day.
Yeah.
The other thing too, I'm just thinking acne skin. It'd be really great to see if that's the best to use, but I'm sure it would be.
Yeah, well we have the acne control version as well, which has 2% salicylic acid in it.
Okay.
So whilst the acne is really inflamed, we recommend the people to use it on that acne until it's gone down a bit. Obviously, control can dry out your skin a bit.
Because that's the other thing that I find with acne skin where it's really hard. Sometimes you'll see quite young girls or boys. The thing with acne too, there's always good skin in between it. So I find, and when you're covering it that much foundation and the sponges and bacteria, like it just causes. So I've always said I wish there was a foundation that you could wear that heals it, helps heal it at the same time. So that's actually really good. All I'm doing here is I'm just going to do it on one side. I shall take it off. So does it have a sunscreen?
Yeah, so it's got SPF 30 in it.
30, okay. It's a really simple thing. If you're using any product on your skin that has white mixed in it and you put it on your skin and your skin looks lighter, it looks lighter. And zinc whitens the face. Yeah. It's a simple thing. I'm just going to put a primer on here. When I test foundations, what I do is I do one side with primer, one side without. So I just love this one. What I'm going to do, we're going to photograph it now and then about an hour or two time. I do not believe a foundation should look great 7 hours later. The foundation might be still there, but the skin loses its freshness. So this side I put the primer on, this side I'm just putting moisturiser. I keep these in my kit. They're Dr. Natasha Cook. This doesn't have a sunscreen in, but. Can I ask a question? If you had to put it either in an oil-based, is it oil-based or water-based formula?
So it's actually aloe vera based, so it's an aloe vera gel base.
So gel, would you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I've got to find your colour. So she'd be a warm undertone because she's quite golden. So how do I know which one's on the bottle, which one's warm, which one's cool?
This side, the right side is the warm side.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess you're an beige or an almond. So this is the beige, and if I have an almond on standby, it'd be great. I'm gonna try this on myself too because I use a lot of peels and I love a peel. That's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty good. It's good because I can't see it. That's always a good sign. And I always say this in foundation, this part of your neck's usually a lot paler because it's blocked by the sun. That's why I never match foundation on that jawline because you make your face white. So always match it here. And it's really important. If you're doing your makeup at home, you've got a bathrobe on, then you put your little singlet top on and you go out and you take your selfies and you're doing this, it's the same colour. If in doubt, one shade paler on the skin. So this is first time you're going to see this here. This is going to be the look and feel of my new Radiance brush, hence why it's been out of stock for so long. I've spent, a year and a half on this handle. I'll show you the progression of the handles. This one actually has a magnet underneath where the other one didn't. Is that brush for Lisa?
Yes, super soft.
And what I do with foundation, what I look for is it to be undetectable. So I actually have macro lens glasses. So these are so extreme, and what I'm loving, you can't see the foundation. I always recommend too, when you're buying a foundation that's something you're going to use all the time, buy 2 colours. With me, you don't have to. I stay white no matter the seasons. This is actually a brush I designed for heavy eyelids, but I now love it. Blink away. She's got really pale eyes. So makeup artists out there, don't be hard on people with pale eyes. They can't look at light like people with dark eyes can. They don't have as much melanin. If you hadn't had laser or you hadn't any of that, you just want to use it as a foundation.
An everyday foundation.
Yeah, so it's got the sunscreen, it won't, because I get melia, I get those really bad bumps.
Yeah, so it's water resistant, so you can wear it to the gym and the sweating won't.
So can you go for a jog? Send her out for a run.
Yeah. So Sienna's going to do a lap.
We're going to put you in a sauna for about 2 hours, and we'll put you in an ice bath, and then we're going to see how it works. Okay, so that's really good. That's great. So I would love to let that sit there. I'll do it with no concealer. What I do like about it too is the texture. So, and some foundations will go matter than the skin naturally is, or it will go oilier, but I like foundations that just make it, however I've prepped it, it's kept it like that. So this is a brush I use. There's a cheekbone brush, but I use this one, 23 or 23.1. Change the numbers around a little bit with my new range. 23.1. It's when you want to use creams and really, I call it slice up, carve the face. I think that's lovely with that. Whenever you buy a foundation, if that brand sells a concealer or anything that goes with it, try and keep the brands together. Like, sometimes when you're using creams or liquids, you don't know if they're oil-based, water-based. But when you buy a brand, they've already gone through that process for you. So what we're going to do, we'll take a photo now, before and after, so you can see what it looks like when it's just fresh. Great. Well, that looks really beautiful. So let's see how it goes. And thank you.
Thank you.
Looks great. Looks really good. Awesome. Tick. Done. Great.